Welcome back to the Austin Lucas Hour with Mark Jones, our guest today, also known as MJ, well, we got two Marks on the floor, and my co-host, Mark Kelly. It has been enlightening to have you here because as long as I've known you, Mark, you seem to have your eye on the prize and helping your community. This new project of fundraisers has really got my interest, and I want to let the audience know it's not just for the big nonprofits. It's for the local nonprofits. Tell us, more about that.
We're excited because we believe we can help Little League football, Little League basketball. We think that we can help cheerleaders, Rotary Club, church that's trying to buy church robes, just across the board. The black firefighters, anybody who is in the business of fundraising. And non-traditional and non-traditional, we think that this approach could help and assist them in allowing them to raise money and have a good time. Now, one of the people that I most admire, been on the radio for almost 50 years, is Tom Joyner.
Oh, yeah.
He talks about a party with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a catchphrase that we want to do. We want to have a good time with a purpose.
Oh, man. I can't wait. And the beautiful thing about it is, we kick off on the 21st of January, so we've got a good 7 weeks to get this out here. So if you're a nonprofit, please give us a call at 817-923-9305. Talk to my office manager, Norma Almost, and get signed up because it's 5 nonprofits each month. And each week. And laughter is so good for the soul.
That's
the heart.
I believe that.
And I do believe that too.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wake up over there.
No, yeah, I know. No, there's not. My mind was spinning on some nonprofits that I know that could use some help at Clubhouse for special needs and some of these I know that just get by on a shoestring, that don't have the big budget. So I definitely applaud that.
That's why we believe that this particular strategy could work. It will work because and the other thing it does is that it exposes one of the things that Mr. Austin has given us the ability to do is promote this on all of his media outlets.
Right.
And so now you're going to be attached with Jim Austin Online, Jim Austin Radio, Jim Austin TV, his newsletter. You're going to be attached to something that's much bigger than anything I could ever create by myself.
Right.
So that's the other thing that allows you to get exposure by being attached to so many different media outlets.
Well, the reason I created Jim Austin Online was to be a place where individuals can find out what's going on in North Texas.
Right.
And it's working.
Right.
So as you mentioned, those mediums that promote, get the word out. I'm very excited here at the Austin Plaza. We're becoming a network, communications network. Fort Worth Black News is housed here, the Church and Magazine, and they have gotten behind the Kwanzaa Fort Worth. And we were talking while we were on break about Kwanzaa, and I want you to share a little bit about, your knowledge of Kwanzaa, from the economic standpoint, because we need to start getting that dollar turned over more in our community. It's so important.
Well, this is the thing that people who are in North Texas don't realize, that every day 300 families move to Dallas and have been doing so for the last 30 years. We're at 6.5 million people in the Dallas-Fort Worth metroplex. By 2030, we're estimated to have 9 million people. We are the fastest growing metroplex in the United States.
That's right.
And so, with all of that said, it's important that people are relocating here, and they need to know you exist. They need to know your nonprofit is here, that you service them. They may want to get involved. They even may want to donate to you, but they have to know that you're here. Many of these people have just relocated here. Their jobs bring them here. And so we have to let the word know. about what's going on. Kwanzaa is it's a principle of spending resources with each other, people of African American descent. And it was started, I think, around 1965. There was a 7-day starting, I think, it's 7 days, and it goes under this 7-day period. Culminates with this awareness of just history. And so we need to just be more aware of what's going on as it relates to what we're doing and where our money makes sense. If we buy and practice buying from each other, the biggest asset you have is your resources. And you get to determine where you want to spend your resources. I just believe that your money needs to make sense. And this gives us an opportunity to be mindful, if it's only for 7 days out of 365. It's an awareness. And so that is why I think, again, it's very smart of you to bring Kwanzaa Fest Fort Worth to the event center. And for those who are listening and watching, if you have not seen the Austin Event Center, it is an incredible place. It's very lit, great parking, and go online to Austin Event Center online, and take a look. It is very, very, very impressionable.
Yeah, it looks sweet in there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, so many people enjoyed the Caravan of Dreams, and it's been going on 7-8 years. And the venue is, we wanted to create an environment with the couches and the lighting and the mural that people could come out and rent for various events. So it's not a club, it's an event center, and we're excited. Our sister, Dr. Sharon Patterson,
Is that right?
is coming over in February.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's like the 12th of February, she's bringing relationships.
The Love Doctor.
The Love Doctor. It's coming to Fort Worth. Mark Jones is coming to Fort Worth. Kwanzaa, Fort Worth. I mean, what we're trying to do is create an economic engine that people can do business with each other. And that's one of the things, if you have not thought about being an advertiser on Jim Austin Online, Mark Kelly, the William Lucas Funeral Home, is a partner with us. And what we found out with our 25 advertisers, they're doing business with each other. Wow. Not only with my 25,000 subscribers to my newsletter. So, and it's very economical to subscribe to Jim Austin Online.
Well, social media has changed the paradigm across the board. The traditional way of doing business, I personally am online looking for things that from eBay to Amazon. The traditional of going to a store and buying it. As a matter of fact, I just recently bought a pair of shoes from a guy's store in Detroit that I found in Amazon. He happened to be an African American who had his business up and he was selling shoes on Amazon, and I just recently purchased them. I love the shoes. And so I think that a mom and pop store has to think outside of the box. Yeah. But with social media being able to tweet and Facebook, Instagram, and so on and so forth, you have to put your brand out there.
Yeah, I just read about a young woman out in San Francisco, had no experience in the flower business, which is a tough business to figure out and succeed in, almost like jumping into the garment industry. And she's been hugely successful. She's decided that she's tired of the old school looking flowers, and so she has flowers that looks like they just get picked out, from the garden, and they're wrapped in a little burlap sack with it, and she's sending them all over the world. She's making millions now. I just read this whole thing on her Vanity Fair magazine. I mean, she didn't know anything about the flower business, but she is a quick study and smart and understands social media. I don't know who she has helping her source out the flower, but I mean, she's like a nationwide success, and she's done it in a short amount of time.
Well, one of the things that come to mind with, as we talk about advertisers, Uber needs to be advertising on Jim Austin Online.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Lyft needs to be advertising on Jim Austin Online. When I travel, and I travel a great deal, the traditional of jumping in a cab has changed.
Oh, yeah.
I call Uber or Lyft, which is equivalent to an Uber, and they come, because it's just an app. They come, they have all my information. There's no money exchange. They bill my credit card. They send me an email that allows me to tip them. This is one of the greatest inventions that are out there.
I love it. And it's been a great economic. I mean, some of the cab owners hate it and whatever, but there are people making a living when I was an extra out in LA, barely surviving, and I left right before Uber came on. Had Uber come on, I might not be sitting here back in the family business. I love Uber. And speaking of that, Airbnb, I rarely stay in a hotel anymore. I love going on Airbnb and I have stayed in some great places that, some guy like Jim has a guest house or whatever, and I don't have to go through all that bull of checking in and checking out, and the hosts are much better. They usually have a fridge where they stock. You get things. You don't have to pay through the nose at a mini bar. It just comes with the price of the room. Totally. Yeah.
So because things have changed, with even including Periscope, there's so many different ways to take whatever your product is directly to the consumer. I'm a big component. I really support Craigslist. When I'm looking for something local, I support Craigslist. When I'm looking for a carpenter, I support Craigslist. I go on Craigslist. I go on Backpage. I use all of these social engines and take my services when I need something directly to those that are in business.
Wow. The internet.
Internet.
And we are on the worldwide internet.
Absolutely.
So if you're sitting in China,
you're watching.
You're Jim Austin.
Come see us. What are you waiting on?
Yeah.
China. Where you coming from?
Don't stay in Beijing. Come on over.
Come on over to fucking town.
Monkey Cow Town.
That's right.
Leave Shanghai. Get all that business.
All of that small. Come on, man. That's not
We got dumplings here. We'll give you some dim sum. Downtown dim sum.
And there's 1 billion people in Asia.
Over.
1 billion.
Well, there's over 1 billion just in China. You add India,
which is 1
you're
billion.
talking 2.5 billion.
Wow. A friend of mine went to China not too long ago. He says every 6 steps there's somebody.
Yeah, forget 6 degrees of separation.
He said every 6 steps there was somebody standing there.
Oh, we have too much fun here. We're working on a program where you can call and ask us questions. So please stay tuned. Listen to Jim Austin Radio 24/7 Jazz. The Oasis is gone, but Jim Austin Radio is here. Tune in to our show on our YouTube channel, on Jim Austin YouTube. And if you're not receiving the newsletter, you can go to JimAustinOnline.com, hit the button and put your email in, and you'll receive our weekly newsletter as to what's going on in the Metroplex. Mark, it has been a pleasure. I've always been a fan, and we've always had a friendship. You've watched me move around, I've watched you move around, so being able to partner with you with these fundraisers is going to be awesome for Fort Worth and the Metroplex.
Absolutely.
And my co-host, thank you for joining me. A dear friend, the William Lucas Funeral Home took my mother-in-law's homegoing celebration, and my wife, daughter, and sister-in-law are just elated about the services that you provided.
Mother Reed, I'll tell you, it was a real honor, and it's an honor for us to, at least for me, coming back here and getting back involved in this family business. I know we help people and they thank us like you just did, and that's appreciated. But the flip side of that is I get to meet all of these really unique people and learn about these lives. I mean, I was honored to be able to get to even share and talk about her. I mean, this is a woman that came up in the height of segregation. They wouldn't let her go to high school where she lived. She had to move to go to another high school, and she persevered. So here I am coming on the heels of that decades later, and I'm getting to take part in honoring her life. I mean, I have to tell you, I sat at the back of the church and just watched her. I wished I'd had a GoPro camera on my head, honestly. So we get a lot out of that emotionally and spiritually as well.
What's good about that, what he just said, he enjoyed the service. We need each other. Nike had a commercial years ago, said that their car was built for the human race. We need each other.
Oh, yeah. Well,
all of us, all ethnicities, all cultures. gay or straight, it doesn't matter. We, as human beings, we need each other.
We need each other.
And all we need to do is have real dialogue and talk about it.
The greatest country in the world.
I agree with
You know, I mean, I was at the grocery store last night, and it's just awesome. And you don't think about it, just to go in and be able to buy anything that you choose to buy. The services are there. So, you know, I just thank God, and it's been a great show, Mark, and I'm looking forward to working with you. So we're going to go ahead and sign off, and please tune in to us on Saturday at 10 o'clock and on Sunday at 3 o'clock. Jim Austin Radio, host Mark Kelly, Jim Austin, the Austin Lucas Hour, our guest, Mark Jones.
MJ in the house.
In the
Thank you.
house.
Thank you guys for having me.
Peace out.